Today we're going to talk about how you can start to really step into full healing through ritual. Tune in. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name's Fola, and here on Deep Mind Squared, we talk all things bridging mental wellness and spirituality for nurses. In this video, I wanted to share a bit about a very important aspect of my healing journey, and that is through ritual and ceremony. So whatever your religious beliefs or spiritual beliefs might be, I ask you to kind of just put those aside for today's video and to just open with some curiosity. And before we get into that, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're updated on future video releases. This channel is really about connecting you with your aspects of spirituality. And sometimes when we come from, other belief systems that have maybe told us how things are good or bad or right or wrong, it can really limit us. And then we start to put ourselves inside this box. And it happens to us also in the workplace as nurses where, we make a decision and it's either seen as good or bad. And we can be really critical on ourselves. So the concept of connecting with ritual and connecting with the ability to set an intention can be so beneficial for you. It can really help support us in making changes in our life and to heal some pretty deep wounds. I'm not going to be getting you to go run in the moonlight naked or anything too fun like that. Feel free to if you'd like to. I encourage it actually, but anyways. The concepts here are going to be really simple, and this reminder for you that you can tune into and intend whatever you'd like. Great for you coming up here on the 18th of December, we have a full moon as well. So the beautiful thing about the full moon energy is that it helps us with illuminating things that maybe we aren't allowing ourselves to see by shining the moonlight onto them, allowing us to also let go of maybe whatever those kind of pieces are that we aren't really wanting to see, and to start to welcome in new changes or new possibilities. So when I talk about ritual, this is about you creating a safe and sacred space for yourself. Some people might have an altar, some people might literally just go stand outside or stand and look at the moon or connect with nature in some form. This is really up to you how you would like to go about doing this. Whatever that space might be for you, when you've found it, when you've created it, allow yourself to just really feel the power in that space. You're gonna also find some benefit potentially in creating a space or an area within that space where you can put some items. I like to call in all the elemental energies or the elements, including fire, which I use a candle, air, I like to use incense, water, I like to get some type of bowl or container and put some water in it. And for earth, I either get soil or I'll put a plant that might be sitting around because I obviously have plants. And then the fifth one is that center void. So you can take a bowl or some other type of container and just leave it empty. That's just the way that I enjoy creating that elemental space and pulling in all those energies, because those energies are connected to different ways of actually creating change. So once you've had these elements put in front of you or whatever items you might be using, you can grab a journal, you can grab a piece of paper, a pen, and just spend some time in a nice quiet space of contemplation. Contemplation might mean you're meditating, or maybe you're doing some type of other form of mantra or chanting, whatever that needs to feel like for you that helps you to get into the zone of meditation, or that zone of a brainwave state that's deeper and more present within yourself. The purpose of wanting to enter into this deeper state of consciousness is that we are then more in alignment with the divine energy, these energy strands or vibrations that help us to feel at ease enough that we can kind of implant our own intentions into that creative stream. So at this point, what you're going to want to do is to start thinking about the intention. What is it that you want to create in your life? Maybe you're going through a really challenging experience at work right now with a colleague. Maybe you feel like you have some hang-ups about a relationship, or you're struggling in a certain area of your life and you'd like to see something new happen. What we're doing here is starting to think on what it is we actually want, not the thing we don't want. So if you're having conflict with your colleague, you don't want to spend this time thinking necessarily about every horrible thing and thinking I want this to stop, because that's not the intention. The intention is actually, I want peace and I want freedom in the workplace. I want peace with my colleague, things like that. So once you get your intention, you can write it down on that piece of paper so that it's actually written, because there's something very powerful about our written word. For instance, I wrote down here, and I like using the word I intend. I intend to heal these feelings of being alone. That could be an example. Sometimes those feelings can be super heavy for me, and so it's like that wish to just release that overwhelm of what is happening when I spend some time with myself. So now that you've written that on your paper, what you're going to do at this point is just close your eyes and feel what it feels like to be in the situation that you're in at that current moment. Maybe the conflict with that colleague or whatever. How does it make you feel? And just sit with those emotions for a little bit, and that's totally okay. It's safe to be in that space right now, because all you need to do is open your eyes and it'll be gone. And once you've gotten that feeling, this is where you can start to call on any other guides or energies, a god, like any deities that you connect with, just for that support. I like to call in the energy of the moon, or what other types of like astrological things might be going on in the sky that I'm trying to like move with or kind of utilize that energy for. So you can just say a simple prayer here and state your intention. And with that, I light the candle, light the incense, and really fuse those elements in the space. And at this point, I would sit again and start to meditate on what are some things that might be blocking me from accessing or really fully stepping into this intention. And this is where you can start to write down any fears you might be having, or just free flow journaling things that might be coming up, and letting them come to your mind and just letting them go onto the paper. With that, as you spend maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long it takes you to let go of the things that are maybe in the way of you maintaining that or reaching that end goal, that intention, just allow yourself to release them. And with that, you can, as you're finished, just say a simple thank you. And I also like to then connect again to that intention and feel in my body, see it in my mind's eye. What would it feel like? What are the things that are happening around me that maybe help me to know that my intention is being met? So in terms of this interaction or conflict with your colleague, you could imagine, what would you feel like knowing that you're getting along with your colleague, right? What would that look like? What would it feel like? How would you feel in the workplace, not having to worry about what someone's going to say or do or think about you? And don't go into the details of like how that's going to happen, because that's a huge like trick up with any magic. Is we want to just think about how we feel and give gratitude and appreciation for it. Once we try to like create the how, that's actually where things just don't work out in the end, because we're trying to like pave the path and we don't really know what the universe has in store for the situation. Just trust me, usually it's way better than what you'd ever think it could have been. So this is just a simple technique of utilizing ritual to support healing. Let us know in the comments how you found this technique. What are some other things that you like to add when you're doing any form of ritual work? And if you're interested in seeing specific rituals, I've been thinking about creating more and more about this. I do create ceremonies, write things out for people if they're wanting to really make some changes in their life. So thinking maybe some more videos about that. And yeah, let's just try to create some of that energetic shift together, because that's the fun part of life. So until I see you all in the next video, I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous day. Take care.